All right, Sean Bormet, the season is underway. We're coming off the MSU Open. We had 22 guys competing. That's a lot of matches. What are some of the things you learned on Saturday?
Great competition. I thought the tournament was really efficient in terms of how they ran it. We had a lot of high quality matches, which gave us a ton of information of where the guys are at. We had a lot of our younger guys and guys that may not be in the starting lineup competing. So 22 guys competing. We had 12 placers, 2 finalists. Dylan Ragusin won the tournament. Jaden Bullock was second, and we had a lot of other guys placing. We got to see 6 of the freshmen in action. 3 of them were in the open division, 3 of them were in the fresh soft division. So, for the most part, it was a day full of high quality matches. Some guys really competed hard. Saw plenty of areas we did a great job. We saw some areas that we got to continue to work on and improve. So, overall, just great start, and got right back into the gym Monday and started addressing some of those areas.
Elaborate on that. What were some of the areas that you wanted to work on coming off of that?
Really hammering fundamentals. Really, in probably the 2 most glaring areas is just fundamentals in hand fighting, getting to really, really strong control ties to set up attacks, and not just kind of hanging or getting caught up in too tight a positioning with our hand fighting and our control ties. So we're getting slowed down, or we're not getting clean enough openings for the attack. So just really fundamentals on hand fighting and setups. Bottom position, just fundamentals on just improving hand control and attacking off the whistle and kind of leading the action when the whistle blows. So just some key areas there, some match strategy in terms of riding and making sure we know when it's short time left on the clock at the end of a period, and we got to make sure we keep that guy down. And just small adjustments, but a lot of fundamentals. And then, just overall, really just emphasizing how important it is, and that we feel like within this group there's an opportunity to connect from real competition. And when you get back in the wrestling room, just trying for every guy to really try to elevate how hard they're actually wrestling and the wrestling goes. Because I think, when you start getting into real competition, you can connect with that at a higher level, and that's kind of what we expect this week.
Heading off to New York City in another day or two, kicking off the dual meet season. A little bit different format, so I don't know if you want to see kind of, same thing you saw this past weekend, or if there's something a little bit different. But, looking ahead to that weekend, what are, outside of wins, what are you looking to get out of it?
Yeah, great road trip coming up. Columbia Friday night, Ryder on Sunday. So obviously, a lot of the guys competing in these dual meets didn't compete at the Michigan State Open. So, and a lot of new faces, with some of our transfers. So really just excited to see those guys wrestling with the Block M and seeing them in our lineup. A lot of hard work going into this fall. I think the guys have been competing at a high level in the practice room. I know these guys are really excited to compete, and to actually see them in a full, this full lineup kind of on the mat competing. I know I'm really excited about, as well as the rest of the coaching staff, and I know our guys are really excited too. East Coast trip's always a good trip for us. We got a lot of alumni and other supporters out east that like to come out and see the team. I've been getting messages and some communication from them. Excited about hitting the Columbia duel or the Ryder duel. A lot of our East Coast families will make those dual meets. So always a fun road trip and a great way to kick off the dual meet season.
How valuable is it, especially during the season, to get on the road? There's a lot of downtime, there's some bus time, to kind of help with some team cohesion.
Yeah, that's always a huge bonus, and I think this year even an extra benefit, because we do have some of the grad transfers, and everyone's been here training, and we've been training as a full team, but we'll take 15 guys on the road with our staff, so there's just a lot of camaraderie, a lot of time eating meals and doing some fun stuff on the road. And then obviously, also preparing as a unit to go in to compete also galvanizes the team. So, that's always a bonus, and definitely looking forward to that with this group.
We've got some club guys wrestling this weekend out in New York City as well. What do you want to see out of that Bill Farrell tournament?
Yeah, it looks like there's a great field there. Adam Kuhn will be wrestling Greco on Friday. and Momir will be there, coaching Adam. So I'll try to get over to the tournament for a little while on Friday before we wrestle Columbia, and then, on Saturday we'll have Alex Deringer, Ben Honus, and Matt Feinsilver. Those three will be competing in freestyle, and Sergey will be there primarily coaching them. And I know we're going to try to get over there a little bit on Saturday to watch those guys compete. And obviously it's just it's important to get matches for some of these guys. Alex is getting matches before the U.S. Nationals in December. Matt and Ben are just getting matches in to wrap up the tail end of this competitive season. All that experience and all those matches, being able to just travel to New York to get those instead of going overseas, super valuable. And I think there'll be some new faces. Looking at the entries, some new faces and some good competitors. So it'll be a lot of great competition in New York City this weekend.
All right, Sean. Thank you. Go Blue.
Go Blue.